Welcome back to the channel where we explore fascinating coin stories, uncover misinformation, and help you really understand what your coins are worth. LA Coins World. Today we are diving into a coin that many people see every day, yet few fully understand. The 1971 Lincoln Penny. You may have seen videos or listings online claiming that this penny is worth as much as $1.6 million. In this video, we are going to separate fact from fiction, explore the history of this coin, what collectors typically pay for it, and why sensational price claims, like $1 million value, are almost always misleading. Let's begin with the history of the Lincoln cent. A Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Sculptor Victor David Brenner designed the coin, featuring a profile of President Lincoln on the obverse. At the time, this was a groundbreaking choice, because it was the first time a real person appeared on a regularly circulating United States coin. The design was popular from the start, and has remained in production ever since, making it the longest continuously produced coin design in American history. For the first 55 years of the series, from 1909 through 1964, the penny was made of a nearly pure copper alloy. Beginning in 1965, rising copper prices pushed the United States Mint to adopt a copper zinc clad that was mostly copper with a small percentage of zinc. By the time we reached 1971, all Lincoln pennies were being struck in this modern composition at multiple mints, including Philadelphia and Denver. The 1971 Lincoln penny from Philadelphia is identified simply by the date, with no mint mark on the obverse. In 1971, millions and millions of these pennies were produced and released into circulation. They were everyday coins used to buy candy, pay for parking meters, or given as change at the grocery store. Because such a massive number were made, the ordinary 1971 Lincoln penny is extremely common. Most people who used cash in the early 1970s handled hundreds of these pennies in their daily lives, just as we handle pennies today. So what is the actual value of a typical 1971 Lincoln penny? In circulated condition, meaning pennies that show wear from everyday use, these coins are almost always worth only their face value of 1 cent. Collectors who want coins from every year and mint often pay a small premium for examples that are clean and free of heavy damage, but even these premiums are modest. In circulated condition, most 1971 pennies will sell for a few cents to perhaps 25 cents or 50 cents at most, depending on condition and how eager a buyer might be to fill a date slot in a collection. What about uncirculated examples? Pennies that show no wear, original mint luster, and attractive surfaces are more desirable to collectors. A typical uncirculated 1971 penny might bring a few dollars, or perhaps $10 or $20, depending on visual appeal and market demand. Coins that are professionally graded at higher levels, indicating exceptional quality, can bring more, but usually only in the tens or low hundreds of dollars range. A high-grade certified penny might sell for $200, $300, or in rare cases more. But these considerations are still far from the realm of $1.6 million. So where do claims about a 1971 Lincoln penny being worth $1.6 million come from? The truth is that there is no verified record of an ordinary 1971 penny selling for anything close to that sum. Sensational listings or headlines that suggest millions for a common coin are almost always clickbait misinformation or misunderstandings of coin values. In the coin world, the real value of a coin is determined by what it actually sells for in verified transactions, at coin auctions, or through reputable dealers, and not by exaggerated online listings. Coins that genuinely bring very high prices at auction are typically extremely rare historic pieces, with very low survival rates and documented history, such as early American coins often struck in precious metals, or special pattern pieces that were never released into general circulation. While there are rare error coins from all series, including Lincoln cents. Those error coins must meet stringent criteria to be truly scarce and valuable. Examples include coins struck on the wrong planchet, dramatic double die errors, or coins with off-center strikes where the design is significantly misaligned. Even when Lincoln pennies have notable errors, their values usually reflect collector interest and rarity relative to other errors. Modest to dramatic error pennies can sell for hundreds of dollars, or even low thousands in extreme cases when authenticated by a reputable grading service. But even dramatic error examples of a 1971 penny have not been documented to fetch multi-million-dollar figures in real sales. If you have a 1971 penny and you are curious about its value, take a close look at its condition. Does it appear worn and smooth from circulation, or is it shiny with original luster? Does it have any unusual markings or strange characteristics that seem out of the ordinary? If you believe your coin has an unusual error or variety, consider having it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or professional grading service for authentication. These experts can help you determine if your individual coin has qualities that make it more valuable than the typical example. But always remember that real coin values come from authenticated sales and real collector demand, rather than exaggerated claims you might see in social media headlines. In summary, the 1971 Lincoln penny is a classic piece of United States coinage with a long history. Most examples are common and worth modest amounts to collectors and hobbyists. While high-grade and error coins can draw collector interest and higher prices, the idea that this coin is worth $1.6 million is not supported by verified auction records or respected numismatic evidence. Understanding the true market value of your coin requires knowledge, condition, and real sales data, rather than sensational lists or social media claims. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy exploring coin history, separating fact from fiction, and learning how to evaluate your own coins, be sure to subscribe for more videos that dive deep into the world of numismatics. Keep exploring, keep learning, and see what treasures you might find right in your pocket change. If you want this script optimized with SEO keywords, or divided into video segments for easier recording, just let me know. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore fascinating coin stories, uncover myths, and help you understand what your coins are really worth. LA Coins World. Today we're taking an in-depth look at a coin that many people see every single day, but few truly understand. The Lincoln penny from 1967. You may have seen videos or listings online claiming that this coin is worth as much as $1.8 million. In this video, we're going to tell you the real history of this coin, what collectors actually pay for it, and what makes certain pennies valuable and others simply common pocket change. Let's begin with the history of the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Sculptor Victor David Brenner created the design, which featured a profile of President Lincoln on the obverse, and originally a wheat sheaf design on the reverse. This was the first time a real person appeared on a regularly circulating United States coin, and the design was very popular from the start. For decades, the wheat-back design remained unchanged until 1959, when the reverse was redesigned to feature the Lincoln Memorial in celebration of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This memorial reverse remained on the penny from 1959 through 2008. Starting in 2009, the reverse changed again, with various anniversary designs and modern motifs. But in 1967, the coin you held in your hand had Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, making it a classic mid-century copper cent. The penny minted in 1967 was struck at the Philadelphia Mint and does not carry a mint mark. Pennies from this era were made of a copper alloy, consisting mostly of copper, with a small percentage of zinc and tin. They were everyday coins meant for daily commerce, used to buy candy, pay for parking meters, or given as change at the grocery store. Millions of these pennies were produced and circulated widely throughout the United States. Because of the huge number of pennies made in 1967, the normal Lincoln penny from this year is extremely common. In fact, you are far more likely to find one in your pocket change than most other coins from the same era. For this reason, the standard 1967 penny is not considered rare, and most examples are worth just their face value of 1 cent to collectors who want them for date sets or to complete a Lincoln cent collection. So, what is the actual value of a typical 1967 Lincoln penny? In circulated condition, meaning pennies that show wear from everyday use, these coins are almost always worth only a few cents to collectors. Even under very close inspection, most circulated examples will only bring a modest premium above face value, because they are abundant and easy to find. Collectors who seek coins in better condition may pay more for ones that are especially clean, bright, and free of discoloration and damage. In uncirculated condition, when the penny shows no wear and retains its original mint luster, some may bring a bit more interest among collectors. Typical uncirculated values might range from a few dollars up to perhaps $10 or $20 for really attractive pieces. A coin that has been professionally graded at a high level, indicating exceptional quality, might sell for a bit more in the right marketplace. But even then, these values are modest compared to what viral listings claim. That brings us to the idea that a 1967 Lincoln penny is worth $1.8 million. The simple truth is that no verified record exists of an ordinary 1967 Lincoln penny selling for anything close to that figure. Claims you see online that sensationally price the coin at multi-million-dollar levels are almost always clickbait, misinformation, or misunderstandings of how coin values are determined. In the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin is based on real market data from completed sales, not on hopeful listings or exaggerated headlines. Coins that genuinely command extraordinary prices at auction are generally extremely rare, historic pieces with very low survival rates, unique characteristics, or documented provenance, linking them to significant historical events. Early American coins struck in precious metals, or coins with known rarity dating back to the 18th or 19th centuries, fall into this category. Modern cents made in the second half of the 20th century simply do not meet those criteria in their ordinary form. There are some pennies from other years that are genuinely rare and valuable because of minting errors or unique varieties. For example, a coin struck on the wrong planchet, a dramatic double die error, or a piece that was accidentally struck on a blank intended for another denomination can attract collector interest and higher prices. Even in those cases, the premiums typically measured are in the hundreds to thousands of dollars range when the error is dramatic and authenticated by a professional grading service. Occasionally, a truly extraordinary error coin from early American issues has fetched six-figure sums, but these are exceptional and well-documented cases recognized by the numismatic community. The 1967 Lincoln penny does have some minor varieties that collectors note, but none of these varieties are remotely close to making the coin worth millions. Some collectors enjoy seeking out pennies with slight differences in strike or minor die variations, but these are niche interests, and their market values reflect modest collector demand. If you have a 1967 penny and you're curious about its value, take a close look at its condition. Does it show heavy wear, or is it shiny and uncirculated? Does it have any unusual markings or strike characteristics that seem out of the ordinary? If you believe it might have an unusual error or variety, consider having it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or submitting it to a professional grading service for authentication. This can help you determine if what you have is something beyond the ordinary, examples worth only a few cents. But always remember that real coin values come from verified sales and real collector interests, not from exaggerated price claims. In summary, the 1967 Lincoln penny is a classic piece of United States coinage with a rich history going back to the early 20th century. Most examples are common and worth modest amounts to collectors and hobbyists. Sensational claims that this coin is worth $1.8 million are not supported by credible auction records or numismatic evidence. The real value of your coin depends on its condition, rarity, and collector demand rooted in the real marketplace. Thank you for watching, and if you love uncovering coin history, separating fact from fiction, and learning how to evaluate your own coins, be sure to subscribe for more videos that dive deep into the world of numismatics. Keep exploring, keep learning, and see what treasures you might find right in your pocket change. If you want this script optimized for search terms or organized into video segments for easier recording, let me know. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the real stories behind everyday coins and separate facts from viral myths. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about modern pennies in the coin collecting world, the 1984 Lincoln penny. You may have seen shocking headlines or online listings claiming this penny could be worth as much as $1.4 million. But is that really true? And what makes this coin special in the first place? Stay with me, because we are going to break down the history, the real market value, and why this penny continues to spark so much attention. Let's start with the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first circulating United States coin to feature a real historical figure. This was a major moment in American coinage, and the design has remained a part of U.S. history. Currency ever since, making it the longest-running coin design in American history. In 1959, the reverse of the penny was changed from the wheat ears design to the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This memorial reverse is what we see on the 1984 penny. By this time, pennies were no longer made of solid copper. Rising metal prices forced the United States Mint to change the composition, and beginning in 1982, most pennies were struck using a zinc core with a thin copper coating. The 1984 penny falls into this modern era of penny production. The D mint mark on the coin indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint. In 1984, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies for circulation. These coins were used daily across the country for small purchases, vending machines, and everyday change. Because of this massive production, the 1984 penny is extremely common, and most examples you find today are still worth only 1 cent. So what is the actual value of a typical 1984 Lincoln penny? In circulated condition, meaning coins that show wear from everyday use, the value is usually just face value. Some collectors may pay a few cents more for nicer examples, but generally circulated coins remain very common. In uncirculated condition, when the coin shows no wear, full mint luster, and sharp detail, values increase modestly. An uncirculated 1984 penny might be worth anywhere from a few dollars up to $20, depending on condition and eye appeal. Coins that have been professionally graded at very high mint state levels can sell for higher prices, sometimes reaching a few $100s. But even the best regular strike examples do not approach extreme valuations. Now this is where things get interesting, and where the million-dollar rumors begin. The 1984 Lincoln penny is famous for one specific error variety, known as the double die obverse. This error causes noticeable doubling on Lincoln's ear and other design elements. This variety is one of the most well-known modern penny errors, and is genuinely collectible. Because it is a true mint error and not damage, it carries real value in the coin market. A genuine 1984 double die penny in circulated condition can sell for several $100s. In uncirculated condition authenticated by a professional grading service, These coins have sold for thousands of dollars. Some of the finest known examples have sold for over $10,000 at auction. This makes it one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cent era varieties that collectors actively search for. However, even with this famous error, there is no verified sale of a 1984 D Lincoln penny for $1.4 million. Claims of million-dollar values usually come from exaggerated listings, misunderstanding of rarity, or deliberate clickbait. In the real numismatic market, values are based on completed auction sales, not asking prices or viral headlines. Coins that truly sell for over $1 million are extremely rare historic pieces, often from the 18th or 19th centuries, or unique mint errors with documented provenance and extreme scarcity. Examples include early silver dollars, gold coins, or pattern pieces that were never meant for circulation. A modern penny struck in the 1980s simply does not meet those criteria, even with a known error variety. That does not mean the 1984 D penny is not worth checking. Because the double die variety exists, many collectors examine their pennies closely, looking at Lincoln's ear with a magnifying glass. If you believe you have this error, the next step is to have it authenticated by a reputable grading service. Many coins thought to be double dies turn out to be machine doubling or damage which does not carry the same value. In summary, the 1984 D Lincoln penny is an important coin in modern American numismatics. Most examples are common and worth only 1 cent. Uncirculated coins have modest collector value. The famous double die variety is genuinely valuable and can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars when authenticated. But the idea that this penny is worth $1.4 million is not supported by real auction records or expert consensus. The real lesson here is that coin collecting rewards knowledge, patience, and careful examination. Sometimes valuable coins are hiding in plain sight, but understanding what to look for is the key. Always rely on trusted sources, verified sales, and professional opinions, rather than sensational claims. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy learning the real history and value behind everyday coins, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Keep checking your change, keep learning, and you never know what interesting piece of history you might discover next. If you want, I can also optimize this script for YouTube SEO, write a dramatic click-style intro version, or turn this into a short viral YouTube short script. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore the hidden stories behind everyday coins and separate real value from online hype. Today we are taking a deep dive into a coin that many people have seen, but few truly understand: the 1989 Lincoln penny. You may have come across shocking headlines or social media posts claiming that this penny could be worth as much as $1.3 million. But is that claim true? And what actually makes this coin special? Stay with me as we uncover the history, the facts, and the real worth of the 1989 Lincoln penny. To understand this coin, we first need to look at the history of the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin made history as the first regularly circulating United States coin to feature a real person. Since its introduction, the Lincoln cent has become one of the most iconic and longest-running designs in American coinage history. In 1959, the reverse of the penny was redesigned from the original wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This memorial reverse design continued until 2008 and is exactly what appears on the 1989 penny. By this time, the penny was no longer made of solid copper. Beginning in 1982, the United States Mint transitioned to a zinc core penny with a thin copper plating to reduce production costs. The 1989 penny falls into this modern era of zinc-based Lincoln cents. In 1989, Lincoln pennies were struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia and Denver. Pennies from Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, while Denver pennies display a small D mint mark. That year, hundreds of millions of pennies were produced and released into circulation. These coins were used daily across the country in vending machines, parking meters, and everyday transactions. Because of this enormous production, the 1989 Lincoln penny is considered a very common coin. So what is the actual value of a typical 1989 Lincoln penny? In circulated condition, meaning coins that show wear from daily use, most examples are worth exactly 1 cent. Some collectors may pay a few cents more for cleaner examples, but generally circulated 1989 pennies hold very little premium. Even though they are over 30 years old, they are still plentiful and easy to find. In uncirculated condition, the value increases slightly. A bright 1989 penny with no wear, strong luster, and clean surfaces may be worth a few dollars. Professionally graded examples in higher mint state grades can bring more. In exceptional cases, a top-grade certified coin can sell for a few $100s at auction. But these are rare examples preserved in near-perfect condition and represent the very top of the quality scale. Now let's talk about where the million-dollar rumors come from. Claims that a 1989 Lincoln penny is worth $1.3 million are not supported by verified auction records or professional numismatic sources. No standard 1989 Lincoln penny has ever sold for anywhere close to that amount. These claims usually come from misleading online listings, exaggerated headlines, or confusion between asking prices and actual sale prices. In the coin collecting world, true value is determined by completed sales, not by what someone hopes a coin might be worth. Coins that genuinely sell for over $1 million are extremely rare historic pieces, such as early American silver or gold coins, unique mint errors with documented provenance, or pattern coins that were never meant for circulation. A modern penny from the late 20th century does not meet those criteria. That said, error coins can add excitement and value to modern pennies. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process. Examples include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or coins struck on the wrong metal. Some error pennies from various years have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars when the error is dramatic and properly authenticated. Minor errors or damage caused after the coin leaves the mint do not carry the same value and are often mistaken for rare varieties. For the 1989 Lincoln penny, there are no known error varieties that command extreme prices. While small errors may exist and attract niche collector interest, none have been verified to sell for massive sums. This is why professional authentication is so important when evaluating any coin that appears unusual. If you have a 1989 penny and you want to check its potential value, start by examining its condition. Look for sharp details, original shine, and minimal marks. Use a magnifying glass to check for unusual features or striking errors. If you believe your coin may be special, consult a reputable coin dealer or submit it to a professional grading service. This is the safest way to determine whether your coin has collector value beyond face value. In summary, the 1989 Lincoln penny is a common modern coin with an important place in the long history of American coinage. Most examples are worth 1 cent. Uncirculated coins can be worth a few dollars, and top-grade certified pieces may bring higher prices. However, claims that this penny is worth $1.3 million are not supported by real sales or expert consensus. The real takeaway is that coin collecting is about knowledge, patience, and understanding the market. While rare treasures do exist, the most valuable tool a collector can have is accurate information. Always rely on verified sources and real auction results rather than sensational online claims. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy learning the truth behind coin values and history, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Keep checking your change, Keep learning, and you never know what fascinating piece of history you might uncover next. If you want, I can also rewrite this with a more dramatic viral intro, optimize it for YouTube SEO keywords, or turn it into a shorter version for YouTube Shorts.